Hello everybody, welcome to another quick video. Now this morning the plan was to be out for sunrise. Looked like it could be quite promising. Medium level clouds, didn't think it was going to be too bad. Looks like it's not going to kick off. I mean, we've got a few minutes before we get there, but looks like it's not going to happen unfortunately. But where I've come to is down at Bennerley Viaduct. It's fairly local to us, but it's like one of the last two wrought iron viaducts still standing in the UK. Now hopefully once we get a little bit of light coming up, we'll be able to get something from it and well, basically use it a bit of a foreground interest if nothing else. Maybe a bit of black and white involved. We'll see how it pans out. And say if the colours don't come from the sunrise, have a bit of a play and see what else we can come up with. But we're going to head down to there now. Looks like we've probably got about another 10 minutes before the sun's really due to rise. So we'll see what we can find. Unfortunately it is fairly windy this morning, but there are a few nice little sort of trees dotted around. It's all ex-industrial. Silverbirch love this sort of area. So yeah, we might have to get something trees wise, probably get something sort of more sort of industrial and sort of, yeah, maybe a bit of moody black and white at the same time. Could be a sort of a day of all styles, but yeah, we'll have a play, see what we can find out. So setting wise, fairly standard, aperture priority, auto ISO, which is leading me up to 200 because obviously we're shooting towards the sunrise, which is fairly bright. Shutter speed, just let it sort itself out, it's not too bad at all. I've got the 12 to 100 on, I don't need to worry about shutter speed or anything like that. But yeah, it looks like it might just kick off. There's a few clouds dotted around that might catch a bit of colour. A lot of silhouetting from the viaduct, so I'm hoping that it sort of works fairly well. Won't be massive shots today, but yeah, a few will sort of come through I think. But yeah, the main sort of thing for this morning, just get out there and get, yeah, a bit of experimentation really. Sort of confine, I mean, where we are at the moment, I mean, just spinning around here, these are all the old tracks from what was the old sort of coal loading point. Got an active railway right next to us. And the viaduct itself, that basically sort of used to feed all the sort of the other industry sort of further up, and when sort of the line closed it was down for demolition, but because it's wrought iron it's very, very difficult. You can't really blow it up, it's basically step by step dismantle, so it was left. And basically that means that we've got this monument now that they've done some restoration so you can get on top, which is where I'm going to head for sort of once I've sort of finished down here. And actually sort of walk the length of the viaduct and look out over the Airwash Valley. Quite a nice little feature and quite nice to see. But there's a few more colours coming up now. I'm going to try and position myself so I've not got too many sort of bushes and things in the way, and so I can get a couple more shots off. So the sun's starting to come up. I found this lovely little puddle here. It's not a fantastic thing, but it works well for a silhouette. I can see the glare from the sun just on my face now. So it's starting to kick off, but using the puddle, bit of a reflection up, playing with the sky itself. The clouds aren't perfect, but it's working fairly well. But it's a very dynamic range, so basically I'm exposing for the sunrise itself, which is throwing a lot of shadow on the other sides of it. So real deep silhouettes, which is the sort of mood that this really suits. It's very sort of brutal and very industrial. So I think it works quite well. But yeah, I'm going to grab a few more shots now, and then I might start heading up on top as the sun comes up. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, let's get some more shots off now. So I'm moving around a little bit, but I'm seeing the sun sort of come up, sort of start breaking the horizon. I'll show you over there. the light on the trees over there, beautiful. Could grab a couple of shots of that. Fairly tight, I think. I can't do too much with the woodland at the moment because it is quite breezy. I don't think we can pick that up on the mic. But yeah, that's actually quite pretty. I'm just getting to a bit of a vantage point, so I've not got any of this stuff in the way. So I can get a couple of shots of that off as well. Some nice silver birch, just in the right sort of colour, and yeah, catching the light beautifully. But yeah, grab a few shots of that, then I'm going to try and head a little bit higher up so I can get some more shots of the viaduct. And one thing I've just done is switched over to using the wide angle lens. Main reason being, I think something that's gone a little bit closer to it, as the sun's coming up, and you can see it's quite bright now. That, with this literally just throwing it all into shadow, has worked quite well. Just a real sort of strong image. But I'm going to grab a couple more shots with the wide angle, and I'm going to try and make my way up onto the top, and we'll have a bit of a wander over and see if there's anything to see actually over the old floodplains. We have had some major floods in this area sort of the last couple of weeks. We had massive storms, one after another, just dumped so much rain it's untrue. So many floods around here, but at this level now it's not too bad, but you can see where it's been. Certainly sort of over the floodplains they're still very, very wet, so we'll see if we can get something up. We're going to do some of the reflections on the clouds, because like I said, the sun itself now is coming up properly. But yeah, let's go and have a look. So a quick walk over the railway bridge, and then you can sort of come through the woods and you're onto the Airwash Canal. Really accessible, really easy to get to. So what I'm going to do, get a wander down here, just try not to disturb this heron that's in front of me, get up onto the platform and get a bit of a wander over the viaduct, and hopefully get a few more shots in. Right, so I've made it up on the top. The views, they're alright, but not fantastic from up here. It's a little bit messy, but I might see what I can do. Yeah, there might be something out of it. Stacks and stacks of jackdaws up here though. It is one of the main nesting sites around here for them, so literally as you're walking along they'll sort of clear and sort of, they're just back on the railings, just watching what you're doing. Real characters. But some lovely sort of light being sort of cast over, get you around that sort of end. We've got the wind turbine over there, so that's sort of caught in light now. Little patches just dotted around, but it's not really doing much at all. But I'll try and get a few bits and pieces. I think, yeah, maybe a couple more black and white shots out of it, and then sort of head back to the van, I think. But yeah, it's not been a bad morning. Came out better than I thought it was going to, because I was expecting it to be a bit of a bust when I first saw the cloud, but yeah, it's not been too bad. And yeah, a few interesting shots, but nice to get back up on top of the viaduct, because yeah, frankly, the views out from here are quite spectacular. It is pretty. I mean, right the way over in the distance, over there, you can just make out Ratcliffe Power Station, which is still in use. It's the last coal-powered power station in the UK, so yeah, still going, and lots of bird wildlife down there as well. But yeah, grab a few more shots, I think, and get down to the end. So there we go, from a reasonably windy, quite chilly, and it's well wrapped up, Bennerley Viaduct and its surrounding area for sunrise. Yeah, I think I've got a couple of shots out of it. I don't think there's anything spectacular, but yeah, it might come off. We'll have a look when I get back on the edit. But if you enjoyed the video, please do give us a big thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, do hit the subscribe button. It helps the channel out no end. But from here now, we're going to head back to the van, get the kettle on, I think. But thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time. Take care.
Sit, be slow, argue with the minute that's quick to go. You don't have to know who to love today, just stop. Look around. Still be slow. Let your sight be told where to go.